So you're an ambitious e-commerce brand, right? Growth is everything. But what if the very platform you use to build that success starts, well, punishing you for it? It sounds crazy, but it happens. We're going to dive into this hidden cost of scaling and explore why a massive shift is happening right now in the world of enterprise commerce. Let me ask you a question, straight up. As your revenue goes up, do you see your platform costs shooting up right along with it, just eating away at your margins? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. This is a huge wake-up call for thousands of growing brands out there. You know, there is actually a name for this. People in the industry call it the success tax. And it's not just some one-off fee. Nope, it's this whole penalty system that's literally baked into so many SaaS platforms. The crazy part is, the more successful you are, the more you end up paying, and not just in dollars, but in headaches and roadblocks. And this tax, it's sneaky. It shows up in a bunch of different ways. Take a look at this breakdown. For the big enterprise platforms, it's often a straight-up transaction fee, a slice of every single sale you make. If you're in B2B, you might get slammed with forced upgrades to more expensive plans just because you're growing. Heck, even your support software can get in on it, charging you more when you get a flood of customers during a big sale. Okay, let's put some real numbers to this so you can see what I mean. Imagine your brand is hitting $50 million a year. A tiny sounding transaction fee, let's say 0.35%, doesn't sound like much, right? Wrong. That adds up to $175,000 a year. And that's just the fee. That's money out the door before you've even paid your regular monthly bill for the platform. I mean, just think what you could do with an extra $175,000 to pour back into your business. And look, this isn't just about the money. This tax can be technical too. Picture this. You launch a huge Black Friday sale, or a product goes viral. Traffic is flooding your site, but then everything grinds to a halt. Why? Because many platforms have these strict API limits, like only letting 2 requests through per second. Your whole backend just chokes. That's not just frustrating. That's lost sales and a huge blow to your brand's reputation, right at the moment you should be shining. So if renting your platform feels like you're being punished for growing, what's the alternative? Well, it's a totally different way of thinking. It's about moving from being a tenant on someone else's platform to actually owning your own growth engine. And that, my friends, is where open source comes into the picture. I mean, just look at the difference here. When you're renting with SaaS, you're stuck with those compounding fees, that monthly rent, and you're trapped inside their templates and their API limits. But when you own your platform with something like nopCommerce, poof, those platform transaction fees and license fees, gone. You get 100% control over your code, your design, everything. We're talking about true, unrestricted freedom to scale. Okay, but how? How does nopCommerce actually give you all this control? Well, it's not magic. It's all about the design. Its power comes from its core architecture, which was engineered from day one for 2 things: total flexibility and just raw, unadulterated speed. The secret sauce here is a concept called the onion architecture, and it's a brilliant, simple idea. Just picture an onion. At the very center, the core, you have all your crucial business rules. Pricing, inventory, shipping logic, the works. All the outer layers, like your website or your database, they all point inward to that core. But, and this is the key part, the core doesn't depend on any of them. This makes your business logic super stable and incredibly easy to customize and build on. So here's how that onion is layered. On the outside, you've got the UI layer. That's the storefront your customers actually see and interact with. Go 1 layer deeper, and you have your services, then your data layer, and right at the heart of it all is that all-important core. Now, because all these layers are separate, or decoupled, as developers say, it means you can do amazing things. Like you could rip off your entire website and build a brand new mobile app to sit on top of the core without ever touching your essential business logic. Now that is what I call true flexibility. And what's powering this incredible architecture? It runs on one of the fastest, most reliable engines out there, .NET 9. And we're not just talking about your pages loading a little faster. No, we're talking about a system that's built to handle an insane amount of traffic at once. Imagine 10,000 people all trying to check out at the exact same second, and the system doesn't even break a sweat. That's the level of performance we're talking about. And hey, this isn't just some vague marketing promise about speed. These are actual measured improvements. For example, the compiler is 50% faster. What does that mean for you? It means your pages load what feels like instantly for your customers. There's a 93% reduction in memory usage for certain tasks, which is a game changer for headless setups, making your apps and other front ends lightning fast. It's all about taking that raw tech power and turning it into a smoother, more reliable shopping experience for your customers, especially when it matters most. So, you're probably thinking, okay, cool tech, but what does that actually mean for my business? Well, it means you can run the complex, heavy-duty operations of a real enterprise. We're talking sophisticated B2B setups, cutting-edge headless experiences, the whole shebang. And you can do it all without ever worrying about hitting some artificial ceiling imposed by your platform. Now, here is a really key difference. You know all those features you usually have to pay extra for? The ones that are expensive, clunky, bolt-on apps in the SaaS world? Well, in nopCommerce, they're native. Things like customer-specific pricing rules, corporate account management, even full-blown multi-vendor marketplace functionality. It's all built right into the core platform, ready for you to use from day one. And this isn't just theoretical. Check out this real-world example from the nopCommerce community. A store owner needed to build a totally custom wallet and credit system for their B2B customers, complete with complex 60-day post-invoice payments. Now that is not something you can just go download from an app store. To build that, you need deep, fundamental access to the core logic of the platform. And that is exactly what nopCommerce is designed to give you. All this flexibility we've been talking about, it leads you naturally to one of the biggest trends in e-commerce, headless. Put simply, headless just means your front end, the head, like your website or mobile app, is totally separate from your back end, which is the commerce engine running the show. For any modern brand that wants to sell across multiple channels, this isn't just a nice to have anymore, it's pretty much non-negotiable. And the strategic advantages of going headless are just massive. Your marketing team can go wild, constantly testing and launching new front-end experiences without ever having to worry about breaking the rock-solid back-end. You can create 100% unique, bespoke customer journeys that nobody else has. And you can use that one single back-end to power your website, your mobile app, your in-store kiosks, your social shops, you name it. It's all possible because of the incredibly powerful Web API, which has over 1,100 different methods ready to go. Which, of course, brings us right back to the million-dollar question, or maybe the multi-million-dollar question. What does all of this actually cost? It's time to look past that simple monthly subscription fee and really dig into the true long-term total cost of ownership. Okay, let's use a $20 million brand as an example. The numbers are, well, they're pretty stark. On a typical SaaS platform, you're paying tens of thousands a year in license fees, plus around $70,000 in those success tax transaction fees. With nopCommerce, those two giant expenses, they're just zero, gone. Now, sure, you still pay for your own hosting and for maintenance, but you have completely 100% eliminated the platform rent and that dreaded success tax. In fact, there's a documented case study of one fast-growing brand that made the switch, and the results are mind-blowing. They saw an 84% reduction in their total cost of ownership over 5 years. Think about that. They went from a platform that was going to cost them $1.6 million down to just $250,000. That's a game changer. And this chart right here, it just lays it all out visually. On one side, you see the massive, ever-growing financial burden of a SaaS platform, and on the other, the predictable, manageable cost of owning your platform. The difference isn't just some small change. It's not a rounding error. It is a massive strategic advantage. So what's the real bottom line here for your business? It's this. By getting rid of these ridiculous fees, you can reclaim anywhere from 2 to 5% of your gross revenue. That is a huge chunk of money that you can stop sending to your platform provider and start funneling back into the things that actually grow your business, like marketing, customer acquisition, and R&D for your next great product. Just imagine what you could do with that cash. So, I want to leave you with one final question to think about. It's time to take a really hard look at your e-commerce platform. Is it a true investment in your future, an actual asset that you own and control, or is it just another monthly expense, one that actively punishes you the more successful you become? The choice is yours.